Tail the tape for this semifinal brought to you by Puncher's Chance. Kentucky Bourbon. Chris Wade at 34 is 2 years older than Brendan Loughnane. He is also 1 inch taller. 1 inch reach on the arms favors Brendan Loughnane. Chris Wade has 4 inch longer legs. Andy Shepard, to you.
The following contest is a featherweight semi-final fight. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a striking specialist and stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 145 pounds and holds a record of 23 wins and 4 losses. 12 victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Manchester, England, he is the number 4 seed, Brendan Loughnane. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He is a wrestling specialist and stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 145 pounds. In 29 professional fights, he has amassed a record of 22 wins and 7 defeats. Fighting out of Islip, New York, he is the number 1 seed, Chris Wade. Your referee in charge, Gary Copeland.
Gary Copeland will try and keep things civilized. I hope he fails. Chris Wade in the green, Brendan Loughnane in the gray. Southpaw stance for Wade. No touch of the gloves, none expected. A trip to the PFL World Championship later this year is on the line.
Loughnane switching leads back and forth, trying to figure out where he's going to be comfortable to find his range.
And there's a nice counter for Loughnane. He's getting off to a good start here against Wade.
This is what Wade wants. Close the distance, grab a hold of Brendan Loughnane, pushes him to the cage right in front of our broadcast position. Good knee from Chris Wade as Brendan Loughnane tried to turn Wade's back to the cage. Firm little shoulder punch there from Brendan Loughnane.
Yeah, very slick. Nice head positions, back and forth.
Nice work by Loughnane to separate himself, get off the cage.
And I think that's a really underestimated aspect of Loughnane game is his wrestling.
Predominantly uses it in a defensive fashion, but we saw him against Ryoji Kudo use it offensively as well. So it's definitely there, the skill set that he doesn't use often.
Trained a lot with the Dagestani crew.
It was Moglid Haibulayev, the eventual Season 3 champion, that knocked Brendan Loughnane out of the playoffs last season.
Oh, big head kick by Wade. Oh, that hurt Loughnane, I think.
Chris Wade started the headlock and then thought wiser of it, turned back, and Loughnane went down. Wade ends up in the guard.
We'll get a replay on that head kick when we can, but that looked like shin on back of the head.
Yeah, he kind of just dropped to guard, Sean. That would be an unusual move for Loughnane. I believe he was hurt, but Wade in a great position here.
Catch that ear. Right as I was telling the story, Brendan Loughnane lost to Moglid Haibulayev, mostly because of Haibulayev's wrestling advantage. So Loughnane said, I gotta fix that. He went and trained with Moglid Haibulayev and company. But now he finds himself closed guard underneath Chris Wade. Kicks off, gets back to his feet. Wade rushes in to push him against the cage once more.
Good defense on the ground from Loughnane. Good job getting those leg frames in, pushing on the hips of Wade. Right back to his feet he goes.
High kick attempted there from Brendan Loughnane to the approval of this London crowd.
Oh!
Big
nice
hand.
It's a nice switch by
right hand by Loughnane.
Loughnane switching back and forth, giving different looks on the offense. It's confusing Chris Wade's D.
Yeah, he's looking a little frustrated on the feet, is Chris Wade.
And there is the entry. Nice balance here for Brendan Loughnane so far.
With a snatch single by Chris Wade, head outside single now, trying to find a way to dunk. Loughnane grabbing a hold of those hips, trying to find a cross face and keep himself standing.
Nice adjustment there from Chris Wade to keep that control.
High single attempt by Chris Wade, now head inside.
We're closing in on 60 fights total, pro fights between these two men. Neither have ever been finished. Chris Wade, never been finished in 30 pro fights. Brendan Loughnane in 27, never been finished.
Oh, Loughnane is fired up.
Seeing the confidence now in Loughnane. He's kind of taking everything Chris Wade has to offer. He's finding his rage and rhythm.
Landed a sharp low calf kick, and there's the jab paying off for Loughnane. We saw that calf kick pay dividends in the fight earlier tonight. There's 3 in a row for Loughnane. Gary Copeland's got to get out of the way.
This is the best we've seen Brendan Loughnane as far as overall mixed martial arts, his footwork, his ability to see things coming.
Now it's Brendan Loughnane shooting on Chris Wade.
Got to be careful. Chris Wade's very good from this front choke position.
Final 10 seconds of a very interesting round number 1. Wade back to his feet. A little footwheel attempt by Brendan Loughnane, and Gary Copeland will step in. Round 2 next.
Round 2, you ready, Blue?
We
Round
have
2, you
ourselves
ready?
a very spicy fight, gentlemen.
Chris Wade once again in the southpaw stance in the green trunks. Brendan Loughnane will switch stances in the gray. And a tough one to score. Another beautiful jab from Brendan Loughnane. There's a knee from Loughnane.
You know, in Loughnane first 2 fights here in the PFL this season, he seemed tight, he seemed hesitant. We're seeing a much looser, much more relaxed and effective Brendan Loughnane tonight.
This is the Loughnane we saw in 2021.
Absolutely.
Where's this fight happening? We'll take a look at the Acronis fight tracker. It's all over the place is where it's happening, but Wade taking the center of the cage. There's the 4th low calf kick for Brendan Loughnane, and a jab paying dividends again.
Yeah, Chris Wade does not have an answer to that jab right now. Oh, nice giant hook by Loughnane.
Blood from the nose of Chris Wade.
I think it's the switching leads and the speed of Brendan Loughnane that's got Chris Wade off balance.
I agree, Randy. It's confusing, Chris.
Inside leg kick there from Brendan Loughnane. Even when Chris Wade is switching his lead, Loughnane immediately attacks. There's another jab. The jab is on point right now for Brendan.
Yeah, every time Brendan is switching his stances, Chris stops, waits, hesitates, and switches himself.
Searching hook there from Chris Wade. Loughnane is able to move out of the power. Oh, beautiful combination. Brendan Loughnane is in the groove right now.
And he's using those feints with great effect, Sean. Now that's one of Chris's best throws, that head and arm throw. Wasn't able to secure it there against Loughnane.
Tough one to pull off when you're sweaty, and these guys have both been working.
Big body shot there from Brendan Loughnane. Another jab, this time from the southpaw stance. Nice combination there from Chris Wade.
Yeah, and in contrast, we're seeing Chris more tight than we've seen him all season.
Another left hand.
It's a double pump on that jab that's getting Chris every single time.
Yeah. A feint and a good jab will go a long way, and Brendan Loughnane utilizing very, very well here against Chris Wade, who seems out of his element.
Heavy leg kick there from Chris Wade. Brendan Loughnane switches stances, but goes right back to the southpaw.
Looked like Loughnane was thought about utilizing a takedown himself.
Oh! Kick there from Brendan Loughnane. Chris Wade tries to wrestle himself out of the trouble.
Wow, what a round here for Brendan. That first round could have gone either way, but this round, Brendan certainly dictating the pace and speed of this one.
That right leg of Brendan Loughnane felt those heavy leg kicks. Starting to stumble around when he tries to plant on it.
Oh! Big left hook.
And a right hook after on the switched stance. Brendan Loughnane putting on a master class of striking from both southpaw and orthodox.
Loughnane has dealt with a lot this season. Knee injuries. Oh, nice shot there by Wade.
Loughnane tests another high kick. Wade goes right back to the leg kick. 1-2 from Brendan.
Surprised that Wade has gone away from his wrestling a little bit. I'd like to see him at least try to level change, try to hit a takedown, but pretty late in the round at this point.
He's having a hard time timing it. Normally he's so masterful because guys will come in, he'll get right underneath the strikes. Brendan Loughnane is switching stances. He doesn't know where to put his head. Oh, right
Exactly.
hand.
That takedown changes every time he switches stance.
Oh, the left from Brendan Loughnane.
This is the sharpest Brendan Loughnane that we've seen this season, and it's coming at a perfect time.
The speed is very impressive. He whips that jab out there.
Oh, nice hook kick there by Wade.
Loughnane burst back with a right hand. Final 10 seconds. Furious pace here in round number 2, but we will see a third and final. Chris Wade has not been finished in a very long and successful career, because if you can hang around and keep landing some of those leg kicks, this fight could change quickly.
Very quickly. We've seen him have knee trouble early in the season, and maybe that's why he's switching leads the way he is.
Back to work with the jab, Brendan Loughnane. Chris Wade in the green trunks now grabbing a hold, dirty boxing with the uppercuts. Good jab again. Good head movement there from Loughnane, but Wade on the way back up landed a hook.
It may very well come down to this third round. I think it does. Both men are going to have to make some adjustments here.
And you can see the adjustment already from Chris Wade. He's starting to feint the takedowns, starting to threaten with that a little bit more, which changes everything for Brendan Loughnane.
Yeah, and he did that early in the first round, and I would give that first round to Chris Wade, and that second round clearly Brendan Loughnane.
Oh, right hand.
That was Chris Wade.
Chris Wade's on silly street. And another right for Brendan. It has thus far been impossible to put Chris Wade away. Can Brendan Loughnane do it with another right hand or two?
Chris is just so durable, so experienced, and so tough. But he definitely did a little dipsy-do after he ate that shot from Loughnane.
Loughnane doing a good job of keeping that right leg back. And that's the leg, the knee and the leg that's bothering him right now.
Wade stepping into fire, but the counter punching from Brendan Loughnane landing.
You also got to wonder how the emotions leading up to this fight has affected Chris Wade. This is an unusual approach.
Beautiful right hand left hook.
We haven't seen as many kicks from Wade.
Dan Hardy, we've seen a lot of great work here from Brendan Loughnane. What are the keys for you?
What an amazing fight this is. For me, Brendan is trying to keep these guys in the same stance. So every time Chris Wade switches his stance, you'll see Brendan switch back. The reason he's doing that is because he's trying to keep that jab on, because he knows every time they're in the same stance, he can work that jab cross. Every time they switch to opposite, Brendan's going high with the high kick. But this is a very, very calculated approach from Brendan. He's got a beautifully high work rate, a really nice spinning back fist there, but his footwork is saving him on the ends of these combinations.
Another jab from Loughnane, and you can see the live odds swinging heavily in the favor of the Brit. Now Chris Wade with half a round left pushes Brendan Loughnane into the barrier. There's Bubba Badman Jenkins and his team watching intently. Whoever wins this bout will be his opponent for a Featherweight World Championship later this year. Big swing and a miss for Chris Wade. Pace slowing just a little bit here. It's been a very high output fight.
Oh!
Lays the right hand again.
Those counter shots from Loughnane, just on point all night.
The speed and accuracy, very, very impressive by Brendan Loughnane.
Chris just looks a little off balance. And he's got to put together those combinations, and that really has been the difference as well. Loughnane putting together some beautiful combinations. There's a nice spinning back kick to the body of Chris Wade.
Wade's got a pretty serious contusion on his right shin from some of those left calf kicks. Those calf kicks, excuse me, from Brendan Loughnane.
Yeah, that's some serious swelling there.
One minute left in this semi-final fight. Shins clash on the kick.
Loughnane is bleeding now.
Another right hand lands. Chris Wade tries to blitz forward. Loughnane stays out of range.
Just beautiful footwork here from Loughnane. Nice 1-2 combination. And then meets the level of Wade to stop that takedown. This fight really has delivered. 30 seconds left.
High single attempt by Loughnane, he gives it up.
Final seconds here, 20 of them left. Can Chris Wade pull out what I think would have to be a miracle? I am no official commission judge, but Brendan Loughnane may be 10 seconds away from a trip to a PFL World Championship. Loughnane will pour it on, the pressure, and that's the final bell. Randy and Kenny agree with FPR. The official judges have final say. Andy Shepard has their decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have scored this contest 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision and progressing to the 2022 PFL World Championship, Brendan Loughnane!
No surprise there. The London crowd is very pleased with that result. Brendan Loughnane will take on that man, Bubba Jenkins, in a PFL World Championship bout later this year.
We have our winner with Sean O'Connell. Sean.
Brendan Loughnane, victorious, headed to a PFL Championship. And I walked into this smart cage and you said, that's Brendan. That's Brendan right there. Tell me what you mean.
That guy who turned up to them 2 regular season shit fights is not Brendan Loughnane. You just seen Brendan Loughnane tonight. Yes, you did. And guess what? I'm gonna be a millionaire, lad. A millionaire.
All right, let's talk about how this fight unfolded. You started banking the calf kicks early, and then you were switching stances. It threw off his timing. It threw off his takedown attempts, and you were precise with the strikes. Did you scout that out? Was that the game plan the whole way through camp?
Listen, forget the game plan. I'm calling out the bookmakers who had me a 3-1 underdog. Everybody's rich. Everybody's rich in here. How did you not see that coming? Come on. But back to the fight. Chris Wade's a hell of a competitor. I was very scared coming into this fight, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I knew how good, how durable he is. He's never been finished in over 35 fights. I knew it was gonna be a tough night at the office, but my hard work shown. I trained my ass off. I had the best camp of my life, and that shows.
You got hit with a head kick in the first round. Shin on the neck, all of it. How much trouble were you in?
I didn't even know I did. I thought you just said I hit him. No, I did, bro. Maybe I'll watch it back.
Well, if you don't remember it, it must have landed. Now we have a championship fight.
Bubba Jenkins, where you at? Bubba Jenkins, where you at?
Bubba Badman Jenkins and Brendan Loughnane. All right, so this is the matchup. Not a lot of venom, not a lot of vitriol between you two. How do you turn it on and make sure we, all of the fans, get the fight we deserve for this featherweight championship?
He just had the performance, let him answer.
Listen, I love this guy, bro, and that's not even an understatement. I've got so much respect for him, his coach and his team, and that's from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna party with him tonight. I'm professionals. I've fought loads of my friends in the past. I don't care who you are. Once you lock the door, we're gonna compete and we'll be friends after. That's how it is.
Next time we see these two inside the PFL Smart Cage, there will be $1 million and a belt on the line. Bubba Jenkins, Brendan Loughnane.